This video is dedicated to those who want to marry and enter into Grihasta Ashrama, family life. For this sacred stage, the Shodasa or 16 Vedic Samskaras are essential for a Grihasta to truly elevate in pure devotional service. Marriage Vivayagna means to satisfy the Supreme Lord. As said in the Bhagavad Gita, work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed. Otherwise, work causes bondage in this material world. One should never choose a spouse simply on the basis of physical beauty, charm, or outward appearance. Before finding a partner to marry, the astrology of both partners should be checked. If the astrology is favorable, they can proceed with the next steps. Otherwise, they may face bad results in their family life, which could even lead to divorce, serious obstacles, illness of either the husband or wife, and many other difficulties that are hard to imagine. In this Kali Yuga, the modern age, it is very rare to find a truly qualified astrologer. Therefore, by the will of the Supreme, one must be fortunate to meet a genuine Vedic astrologer. Some may ask, for devotees, there is no need for astrology. Yes, if both marry solely to satisfy Lord Krishna and engage together in devotion, that is good. But even then, there are some basic truths a husband must know about his wife. Half of your devotional service or pious activities will go to your wife. If your wife performs sinful activities against the scriptures, those reactions will directly be shared with you equally. You must never leave or divorce your wife or husband. This is sinful and against the scriptures. Srimad Bhagavatam says, one who cannot deliver his dependents from the path of repeated birth and death should never become a father, a husband, a mother. Although marriage gives you the license to beget children, you cannot behave like hogs and dogs. Today, most of the devotees do not perform the Garbadana Samskara before having sexual intercourse. This can result in children who grow up without devotion becoming demons instead of devotees. Our Acharya, Srila Prabhupada, instructed devotees, husband and wife, to chant 50 rounds before begetting children. So devotees should perform Garbadana Samskara, but along with it, all the other Vaishnava Samskaras should be followed. Please understand, these 16 Samskaras are not direct pure devotional activities, but they are a mixture of devotional and purifying activities that help promote and elevate one to spontaneous pure devotion. Now let us see the Shodasa, the 16 Vedic Samskaras that every human being traditionally undergoes from birth to death. These samskaras are considered the basic purificatory rites that help a person progress from mere biological existence to a truly cultured human life. They are meant for everyone who follows Vedic civilization, regardless of social position or spiritual path. According to the Vedic scriptures, samskaras purify the body, mind, and consciousness at each important stage of life. The Manusmriti and Kriya Sutras describe these samskaras as duties that refine human nature and prepare one for higher knowledge. The Garuda Purana states, just as gold becomes pure by fire, a human being becomes pure by performing samskaras. These 16 samskaras are not only religious rituals, they are transformative milestones that elevate one's character, ensure auspiciousness, and prepare the soul for both material responsibilities and spiritual progress. Now let us go through the Shodasa, the 16 Vedic Samskaras as described in the Vedic scriptures. The first one is Garbadana Samskara, the conception rite. The very first samskara performed before conception is meant to invite a spiritually inclined soul into the womb. Husband and wife unite only after bathing, chanting prescribed mantras, and praying to the Lord Krishna for a virtuous child. The scriptures emphasize that this rite should be done with the consciousness of offering a soul into a spiritually favorable family. Neglecting this samskara is said to result in children who may lack spiritual inclination, have weaker mental focus, unstable habits, and be more influenced by the modes of ignorance and passion. And the second is Pumsavana, blessing the pregnancy, performed when the first signs of conception appear, traditionally in the 3rd month of pregnancy. Prayers are offered for the health of the mother and the virtue of the unborn child. In ancient times, it was often performed when there was a desire for a male child. But in Vaishnava understanding, the focus is on a devotee child regardless of gender. The third is Simantonnayana, protection of the mother, usually takes place on 4th or 6th month of pregnancy, also called the parting of the hair ceremony, where the husband gently parts the pregnant wife's hair, while mantras are recited for her protection and mental well-being. It is believed to guard against evil influences and attract auspicious energies. And the fourth is Chosani Samskara, the prayer for safe delivery or late pregnancy. conducted towards the end of pregnancy to ensure a safe and easy delivery. This rite invokes blessings from the Lord Krishna and the demigods who protect childbirth. The fifth is Jatkarma, the birth ceremony. As soon as the child is born, sacred mantras are chanted, honey and ghee are touched to the lips, and a secret name is whispered in the child's ear. The mother begins breastfeeding after invoking the blessings of the Lord. And the sixth samskara is Namakarana, naming ceremony. On the 11th day, the child is formally given a name, often chosen based on astrology, meaning, and spiritual significance. For Vaishnavas, names of the Lord or his devotees are preferred. The seventh samskara is Nishkramana, which occurs at 4th month after birth. The child is taken outside for the first time to see the sun and moon, symbolizing their formal introduction to the cosmic order. And the eighth samskara is Annaprashana, the first feeding of solid food. It usually performed when the child is ready to take solid food, usually around the 6th month. First rice is offered to the Lord Krishna, then fed to the child while elders and relatives bless the child with prosperity, longevity and devotion. This samskara marks the transition from a purely milk-based diet to regular food. And the ninth samskara is Poshika karma, the nourishment rite. This ceremony can be performed at any time in the early childhood. A ceremony performed to bless the child with strong health, vitality and immunity. Special mantras are recited and auspicious foods are offered to the Lord Krishna and then given to the child to promote physical and mental strength. It is believed that the blessings received during this samskara ensure the child's long-term well-being. And the 10th samskara is Mundana, the shaving of the first hair, which is done in 1st or 3rd year. This rite is performed to remove the hair grown in the womb, which is considered impure. It symbolizes purification and the removal of undesirable impressions from past lives. The child's head is shaved, often leaving a shika, tuft. And the ceremony is accompanied by chanting of mantras and offerings to the Lord Krishna. And the 11th samskara is Karna Vedha, the piercing of the ears. It is done same period as Mundana or earlier. This ceremony involves piercing the earlobes of the child. It is said to enhance mental focus, balance the body's energies, and also has Ayurvedic health benefits. Spiritually, it is also a mark of cultural and Vedic identity. And the 12th samskara is Chuda Karana, the first formal haircut done during early education years. A second ceremonial haircut marking readiness for formal learning. The shika is shaped and sanctified with mantras. Although similar to Mundana, this samskara specifically refers to the ceremonial cutting or shaping of hair later in childhood, often as part of readiness for education. The head is shaved again, except for the shika, and prayers are offered for the child's intellectual and spiritual growth. And the 13th samskara is Vidya, beginning of education at around 5 years of age. This samskara marks the formal start of the child's learning, often beginning with the writing of sacred syllables such as Om or the names of the Lord on a plate of rice. For Vaishnavas, it may also include chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It signifies the child's readiness to enter Gurukul or begin study of the Vedas and other scriptures. And the 14th samskara is Upayana, sacred thread initiation. The formal initiation into Brahmacharya Ashrama, traditionally performed for boys of 8 years old for the Brahmanas and 11 years old for Kshatriyas and 12 years old for Vaishyavarnas. The child is given the sacred thread, Yagnapavita, and taught the Gayatri mantra. This marks the start of disciplined spiritual life and Vedic study under the guidance of a guru. For devotees, this marks the start of serious spiritual discipline. The 15th samskara is Vivayagna, the marriage ceremony. The sacred union of husband and wife performed as a yagna to please the Supreme Lord Krishna. The purpose is not simply for physical companionship, but to assist each other in dharma, artha, kama, and ultimately moksha. In the Vedic tradition, marriage is considered a foundation for producing virtuous children and supporting spiritual duties. For devotees, the purpose is to assist each other in dharma and devotion and to raise children who are Krishna conscious. The final and 16th samskara is Antyashti Kriya, funeral rites. This final samskara is performed at the end of life. It includes cremation or burial according to Vedic tradition, accompanied by rituals to ensure the soul's onward journey and protection from negative influences. For devotees, this rite is centered on remembering the holy name of the Lord, hearing kirtan, and offering the departed soul into Krishna's care. Even if all these 16 samskaras are performed without Sankirtana Yagna, the congregational chanting of the holy name, it is fruitless labor. Garuda Purana states, "In this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the only means of deliverance is the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. There is no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way." There are other important scriptural references about marriage. Srimad Bhagavatam states, "One who cannot deliver his dependents from the path of repeated birth and death should never become a spiritual master, a father, a husband, a mother, or a worshipable demigod." Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, "I am the strength of the strong, devoid of passion and desire. I am sex life which is not contrary to religious principles, O Lord of the Bharatas." Hari Bhakti Vilasa states, "In that house where discussions of my appearance from the womb of Devaki take place and are kept in book form, no son will be born dead, and there will be no fear of miscarriage, disease, widowhood, misfortune, pride, or quarrel. So, if you wish to marry, do it with the goal of serving Krishna together. Keep Krishna at the center, follow the Vaishnava Samskaras, and never forget, without the holy name, family life is simply another form of bondage." We made this with great effort and heart. If you found it valuable, please share it with your friends and family. More spiritual videos coming soon. Stay connected with